I had to remodel this nightmare of a hallway, and let's talk about the entire process. The reveal is going to be at the end of this video. Just as I start every video about this house, it had gray laminate floors and gray walls. The laminate came up on closing day, but the gray walls sat for a long time, about a year and a half, in fact, until I had to tear out some of the old panels and open up a wall to create a new doorway into the bathroom. In this process, I also closed in 2 doorways in this hallway. At some point, this hall had 6 doors. Now it has 5. But after the bathroom remodel, this is what the hall was looking like. It was in extremely rough shape. There was also a bunch of random trim everywhere, which I don't quite understand. And again, it sat like this for several months after I finished the bathroom project because I just did not have the energy to do this. But one day I was like, okay, we're gonna do it. So I took up the rest of that paneling, and yes, this is the original wallpaper underneath. It was in really bad shape, and obviously there was 2 big gaps where I had to fill in doorways. So it unfortunately could not stay, but we did use a little piece of it to create some art for this hallway. Now that all the demo was done and it was looking even rougher than it did before, it was time to start putting it back together, and I decided to go with beadboard paneling in the whole hallway from the floor to the ceiling. My house was built in 1930, and I've been trying to add as much character and charm back to the house as possible. So I thought beadboard would add a lot of texture and interest to an otherwise pretty boring space. So I cut it all down to size and used my brad nailer. I got this for my boyfriend for his birthday, and it was honestly like the best tool I have ever purchased. And then I took up a piece of the wallpaper and I framed it to add into the hallway. Beadboard is one of the first projects I did when I bought this house. It's super beginner friendly. This is what it was looking like when I got all the beadboard hung. I thought it looked good now. I had no idea what was coming. The next day I went through and I filled all of the nail holes. Listen, the first project I ever did with my dad, he shared some wise words with me, and those are caulk and paint for the carpenter I ain't. So from there, I did a paintable caulk on all of the seams and gaps. And pro tip, wrap your finger with a baby wipe to go over the caulk. Helps keep your hands less sticky. Then I prepped and painted all of the trims and door. I used a really crisp, bright white. The crown and baseboards aren't in yet, but I promise guys there's a method to my madness. Those go in last. Then I did my favorite warm white, Shoji White by Sherwin-Williams on the beadboard. I have this in my bedroom as well, and it is my favorite. We also replaced the light fixture. It made such a difference, and I love the shadows that it gives on the ceiling. Next up, we installed crown, and we're first timers on installing crown, so it's not perfect, but we are gonna wood fill and caulk. I hung some art because I just couldn't wait, and I also replaced the string on my attic pull down to this cute little gold hook that you just pull down with this grabby thing. It's so much better. And then for like a week, we kept saying we were gonna do the baseboards, and then we'd be like, yeah, we're not gonna do them. So our Roomba had to off-road like a million times on them. And then it snowed outside, which is where we have to make all of our baseboard cuts. So once again, that project got put off, and they sat in the corner of the living room for like 2 more weeks until this morning when my boyfriend finally installed the baseboards in the quarter round. I know I said I was gonna give you guys the final reveal at the end, but this is as far as we've gotten. We haven't wood filled, caulked, or painted any of the trim. But I'm honestly tired of this video because it's taken me so long to film, and I don't want it to be sitting in my drafts anymore. So I need you to imagine how good it's gonna look when we do get around to doing those 3 things. But in the meantime, shall we remember where we started on this project just a month ago and how it looks today? I love it, I love it, I love it, and I wanna know, what do y'all think?